Yeah, I've literally got a minute. I'm going live streaming at past. Yeah, I'm not looking for a. Oh, thank you. I'm not looking for a job per se at the moment. I'm focusing on the YouTube stuff and trying to do things around that. So, but I do need some income, so that would be helpful and hopefully useful for you too. Okay, bye, bye. Hello and welcome to the very last Foolproof Friday. I always do wonder whether or not I've got the technology right, but I think I have. So thank you for joining me. And tonight we'll move through a safe and seated, largely seated. To be fair, I'm going to do a bit of standing. Let's call it a safe, seated and supported routine, which will help build strength, balance and mobility, which is the essence of what we want to get past that sedentary life. I saw on YouTube today somebody, I think it was like America's Got Talent, you know, that program with Simon Cowell. There was like an 84-year-old and an 80-year-old that were doing acrobatics. And I thought to myself, that's amazing. I'm only 64. I can't imagine doing what they did. But anyway, that's the important thing to remember is we're here to enjoy ourselves, that you work at your own pace. You use the chair for support. And most importantly, if you feel any pain, pull back, stop. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a physiotherapist, I'm a rugby referee with many years of experience of playing, training, now refereeing. In fact, it's the first official game of the season. I've done lots of warm-up games over the summer, sevens tournaments and also 15-a-sides. But tomorrow is my first game of the season. I'm over at Evesham. Evesham are playing Woodrush. So I'm looking forward to that game, and I'll probably do a short update on the YouTube short. So look out for that if you're interested in rugby at all. Hopefully you're watching the Women's World Cup, which is amazing. But enough about me and refereeing. I'm pleased to see you here today. Let's start up with a gentle warm-up. I always say this, don't I? It's really, really important when you're doing any form of exercise that you do a simple warm-up. So sit on your chair. If you need to sit back a little bit, that's absolutely fine. If you prefer to sit on the edge for this, it's absolutely fine. If you're on the edge of your sofa, that's absolutely fine. What we're going to do is a seated march. By this workout, probably about 10 or 15 minutes, depending how much I talk, but do remember you can watch it again when it's uploaded onto the Chasing Care YouTube channel. So here we go. Are you ready? Let's start marching. Now, if you wish, hold on to your chair. If you feel more confident, you might want to march. And while we're doing that, sounding like an old record, please make sure that you maintain posture and hold in your belly. So you carry on. We're doing about a minute of this. So when I talk about posture, try and keep a nice straight back, roll those shoulders up and over and back, and keep your chin slightly tucked in. Okay, so that's the posture that we should be looking for. And then with the belly, I always talk about trying to hold in the core, the belly. I don't mean like you're going, oh, pulling your belly through to the back. Just imagine just somebody's about to touch you and you're like, oh, okay, well done. So we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Okay, well done. I probably should have said at the beginning, I always forget, make sure you bring some water. Okay, that's the first warm-up routine done. You might be wondering why I'm holding a mobile phone. No, I'm not expecting a phone call. It's just that I have some notes on the phone, and if I forget to check what I'm meant to be doing, I might forget something. So that's why I've got the phone. And you might be thinking, well, why has he got some coconut milk? Well, I'll tell you about that a little bit later. Next, shoulder rolls. So what we're going to do is roll the shoulders back and forward. So hold that posture, that nice chin. We're not lifting our shoulders up and holding it there. Okay, nice posture. And you're just gently lifting up your shoulders to your ears, rolling them back. Okay, nice and slow. If you're like me, what you're going to find is they go click, 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 click. Yep, that's what they're doing. So nice, gentle shoulder rolls. And while you're doing this, you should really be breathing in through the nose and breathing out through your mouth. That way you'll be loosening your body while you're doing it, yeah? Breathing through the nose, like. Okay. If you're here for the first time, maybe you'd like to make a comment below. Just let me know why you're here and what you're hoping to achieve from the session today. If I can't read the session notes as we go along, the comments, I do have them over here, but it's very difficult to do everything at the same time. But I will respond in the messages later. So there we go. So we go 10, 9, 8, hold that belly in, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's the last one. Brilliant. Shake it off. So there's your gentle warm-up. And we're going to move now on to some seated arm circles. We're going to do a bit of an overall body workout today. I tend to find that if you focus on one thing at a time, you're never really building the confidence if you're only working on the top or the bottom half of the body. People do tend to worry that they're not overall flexible and mobile. So that's why I like to do a routine that covers everything. So the next thing is seated arm circles. So start with your arms out to the side. If you can only put them here, that's fine. If you can only put them there because you've got shoulder pain or something, that's absolutely fine. I'm not watching you, okay? I don't know if there's anybody else in the room with you while you're doing it, but if you can lift your arm up to there, that's perfect. If it's here, fine. If it's there, fine. You do you, all right? Let's get those arms up. We'll start off with some little circles. We're going to do about 30 seconds in each direction. So what we're going to do is imagine that we're drawing a little picture on the wall, circles. And those circles are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. If you're my age, you might remember a game for children called Spirograph. It was all about little circles and big circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change direction. Here we go again. Just imagine you're drawing some circles, and you can do little tiny ones and big ones. That's perfect. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Oh, that was lovely, that was, yeah. Next, we're going to work the torso. And what we're going to do is some gentle seated twists with a reach. So literally, try and keep your hips a little bit straight, and we're going to turn our bodies and bring an arm across the body and twist to one side. And then twist the other side. Do you get it? You can do this nice and slowly, but try and keep those hips a little bit facing forward rather than turning all the way around like so. Yeah? Make sense? So yeah, you can follow it with your head. That makes sense. But try and keep the hips pointing forward. So it's just the upper body rotating. Now, if you've got a bit of confidence, you might want to swing a little bit quicker. But if you're feeling that it's pulling a bit too much on the belly, just slow it down. We're not trying to be an Olympic athlete or a gymnast. We're just building some flexibility and mobility into our life. That's not a bad thing, is it? So we'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Brilliant. Well done. Oh, if you need to, grab yourself a quick drink. Now, for the next exercise, you've got some choices. What we're going to do is a seated or standing overhead press. Now, if you are standing, I would recommend that you keep the chair near you so you can always come back to it as a support mechanism. Okay? What we're going to do is push our hands above our head like so. So stand there. You can also do it standing next to a wall. Is also a good option. Alternatively, you can do it seated. Now, if you've got a little bit more strength, this is where the coconut comes in and the chickpeas. If you've got something in the cupboard, you can use these. Overhead press. And you can bring them down slowly. So don't go bouncing up and down like so. That's not going to give you any strength. Just nice and slow. And if you're slightly more confident and you've got a couple of dumbbells, and these are only 3 kg, I think. Nope, 2.5 kg. You can maybe use those instead. So you carry on doing the press. And when you're doing it, make sure you breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And imagine that you're lifting tall right the way through the spine and you're picking up those vertebra one by one from the bottom up. Yeah. Boom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. And shake that off. Well done. We're getting there. We're getting there, team. Next, let's look at some lower body strength. So we're moving down the body. Oh, hi. And we're moving down the body. So we're going to do some lower body strength and balance. To start off with, we're going to do sit to stand. Now, if you're in a chair, you need to build the strength in your quads, in your ankles, in your glutes, and have the confidence to be able to get up and down out of your chair. Now, I appreciate that some of you won't be able to get out the chair. So you can do a variation of what I'm about to show you, which is instead of sitting to stand, you can sit and elevate yourself off the chair. Let me show you what I mean by that on the side here. So instead of standing, if you don't have the confidence, just try and lift yourself off and then bring yourself down. Bring yourself up and lift yourself down. Yeah. At all times, if you can try and keep that body posture, shoulders relaxed. I say this every week. Keep the gap between your ears and your shoulders nice and relaxed. There's no reason to be doing this with your neck. We don't want that tension. So sit to stand. We'll do about 8 or 10 reps. Okay? You ready? Let's go. Up and down. So what you should be doing here is pushing through your heels. Okay? Use your heels to push yourself up. If you need a little bit of extra help, maybe use the chair to push yourself up. Push yourself up. And what I'd like to see you do is slowly come back down. That way you're building strength. When we get older, we have this thing called sarcopenia, which is muscle loss. So what we're trying to do is maintain the muscle that we have, and maybe even build upon it. So up and then slowly down. There's no point just getting up and dropping down like a lead weight, is there? Okay? So up, squeeze your glutes at the top, that's your bum, and control it on the way down. Do 2 more. You can put your arms across as well if you wish. 1 more. Up and down. Well done. So that control is so important rather than just dropping down. Gets a little bit of sweat on your top lip when you do this, doesn't it? But this is exactly the sort of thing that I would do if I was preparing for a game, to give me that flexibility and mobility for being able to run around a rugby pitch with people often probably 30 or 40 years younger than me. It's frightening to think about it. Okay, next we're going to go to heel raises. Again, we've got 2 options to do on this. If you prefer, stand up, have the chair with you, and what we're doing is literally lifting the heels up off the floor and down again. Now it's important to remember to keep that posture. Have the chair there so you've got the stability. And maybe the way I could describe it is, I want to look over my next door neighbour's fence. It's just about here. And I've just got to get up and have a look and then slowly come down. I don't want to make any noise when I'm doing that. I don't want the dog to be woken up next door. So get up and down, and up and down. You continue doing that if you've already decided to stand up and do it. If you can't stand up for whatever reason, just plant your feet on the floor and lift and down and lift and down. You see that? Well done. It's amazing what you're doing, by the way. For turning up today, that's so much more than a lot of people do. So well done. So lift and down. You'll feel it in your calf. Building the strength between the calf and the ankle and the many bones and muscles that you've got in your feet is just so important. especially when you're walking along and you stand on something and it makes you stumble a little bit. If you've got that extra little bit of strength in your calf and in your ankle joints, it's absolutely spot on. Well done. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, next we're going to do some side leg lifts. Now again, you've got 2 choices what you want to do in terms of holding on to the chair. Basically what we're looking to do is lifting the leg, then moving it out to the side, and then lifting the leg and bringing it back to the center. Okay, see that? Hold your chair, lift your leg and out to the side, keeping that posture. Stay tall, don't lean. Imagine maybe a piece of string tied around the top of your head so it keeps that posture up like so. Swatch legs, and this is helping your hip flexors. One of the biggest challenges people have is the tightening of the hips. And when the hips tighten, they start to shuffle along rather than walking along. So that's the standing variation. You might want to continue doing it standing like that. And if you've been sitting, you can just lift your leg, keeping that posture. Maybe switch the other leg and back again. And you'll feel it in here. If you're feeling any pain in there, just tap to the side maybe, tap to the side. And over time, if you do these exercises, what you'll find over time is if you started doing them like this, over time, you'll start being like this, and then like this. Okay? It's just gently opening up your hips, keeping that tall, lean posture. So we do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant, brilliant. We're getting so close to the end. Well, as it's the last Friday session, I'm probably going to put a couple of extra ones in, but don't tell anyone. You'll have to pay extra for that. Oh no, it's free. So next we're going to do seated knee lifts. So it's literally sitting down and lifting a knee up as if you're stepping over a small box or something. Up and down, up and down, up and down. See that from the side? You continue. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Keeping that posture, shoulders relaxed, shoulders back, chin slightly tucked in, holding that core in. Is that enough to remember? If you need to hold on to the chair, hold on to the chair. Can you feel it in the belly? Brilliant. You're doing so well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, look who's arrived. My cat, Gigi. Say hello, Gigi. Do you want to get involved? I don't think she's ready for it. It's her time of day for a bit of a nap. Next, we're going to do seated side bends. Literally, by sitting up nice and straight, drop one arm to the side, and the other arm comes over the top as far as you can. And then down, then over the top. Okay? Do about 10 on each side. Perfect. Oh, you feel the stretch down the side here. Yeah? Lengthen. So instead of crunching down, we're not crunching down, we're not doing this. When we're in this position, we're not dropping down. We're staying up tall and stretching across. That make sense? Yeah? Staying tall. Staying tall. Brilliant. Da, 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 da. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, brilliant. Next, let's move straight on. No break for this training session tonight. Got to get to the end. It's Friday. We've got things to do. We're going to do seated forward reaches. Literally hinging from the hip, chest up, head up, looking forward, reaching forward. Are you ready? Reach. So it isn't a rolling of the shoulders. Reach. It's coming from the hip. Reach. Make sense? Reach. Not this. Not just rolling over like that. No. I'm going to reach out. Got to grab it. Got to grab it. Holding your belly in. You might want to squeeze your feet and toes and glutes at the same time. Got to grab it. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2. Got to grab it. I got it. Yes, I got it. Yes, I'm the winner. Okay, take a quick break. If you got some water, take some water. Well done. Well done. Now, we're going to do a couple of things for balance and coordination. That means that we are going to stand up. So if you can stand up, that would be absolutely amazing to join me in doing this. The first one is a simple tandem stance. You should hold the chair for safety. This is all about getting your posture, okay? And what we're going to do, quite simply, is put one foot in front of the other. If you can not lean on the chair and just keep that one foot and have this as a protection just in case thing, imagine you're standing on a beam, eyes forward, gentle breathing, focus on a point in front of you, hold that core in, get those shoulders relaxed, looking ahead, okay? And then swap over. Left in front of right, or right in front of left. I always find that my right leg is stronger because I'm right-footed, I guess. So just stand there. If you can, just use your little finger or something or other to give you the confidence that the chair's there. Hold on to the chair if you need be, but try and keep your core nice and straight and not rely on the chair. Maybe take your hand on and off, like so. Brilliant. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Now I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. We're going to do a single leg stand. Now you can do this by standing right next to a wall. I don't have a wall right next to me at the moment, so I'm going to use the chair. But if you feel more confident standing against a wall, just in case, that would be perfect too. What we're going to do is a single leg stand with this chair as support, only for about 15 seconds or so. But what we want to do is maintain a balance as best as we can. So are you ready? Just lift up one foot. Try not to lean on the chair. You can keep that lifted foot close to the ground. You don't need to lift it up here. Just keep it down the floor, just so you know it's there, just in case. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swap legs. Do the same again. Lifting the other foot. You can lift it just above the carpet, just above the floor. Try not to lean on the chair. You can know it's there and hold on to it just gently. If you need to hold on to it, you hold on to it. But over time, you want to be able to take less and less reliance on the chair. Keeping your chin nice and tucked, shoulders nice and relaxed, core nice and in. This is an amazing way to give you the confidence over time. I talked about falling, stumbling before. This is a great way to help build the strength and confidence that you need. Brilliant. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Now next, I'm just going to put the chair in front of me because I need something in front of me. And all I want you to do is a little side step. So all I want you to do is lift up and put your foot down, lift up and bring it back. Then on the other leg, lift it up, put it down, lift it up and put it back. Okay, we'll do that. Try not to use the chair. If you don't need it, don't use it. If you do need it, hold on to it gently. And again, over the time, when you should get confidence, you'll be able to use the chair less and less. So big steps. You're stepping over the dog on the floor. Whoops, don't want to stand on the dog. Nope, don't want to stand on that dog. But if you need to hold the chair, fine. 3, 2, 1. Wow, amazing. Give yourself a clap. Give yourself a hurrah. You've just finished an absolutely amazing Foolproof Friday workout. But we do need to cool down. So before we can go and eat our dinner, stretch out your leg, just one of them at a time, and hold it out there gently. If you can bring the toe slightly towards you, you see this? If you can bring that toe slightly towards you, that's even more beneficial. You'll feel it in the hamstring and in the calf. So we just hold that for a few more seconds. Don't overdo it. Sit yourself up nice and straight. I was only rolling over to show you. Don't you go bending over because you saw me do it. Okay. Let's put the other leg out. Keep you nice and upright. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. And if you can, lean forward gently. From the hips, gently. You'll feel the pull even more. Yeah? Brilliant. 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. Next, we're going to finish off with a shoulder stretch. Let's put one arm across our chest and just hold it. Make sure you relax those shoulders. Keep the chest nice and lifted. And we're just pulling that around. Can you see what I'm doing here? Just pulling that around. 3, 2, 1. And now the other one. Across your chest. Hooking around and just pulling it. So we're not turning ourselves around. We're sitting nice and straight. Just pulling that. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Brilliant. And the very last thing for today is a bit of a neck stretch. So we're not going to whip our neck from side to side. Just sit up nicely, hold that core in, relax those shoulders, chin gently tucked, and then we're just going to lean. Hold about 10-15 seconds on one side. We're only looking to release the tension. We're not looking to build a neck muscle here. Back to the center, and then lean the other way. Brilliant. Brilliant. And that's it. Get yourself a drink. Fantastic work. That is the final. You've been a part of the journey, the final Foolproof Friday. Thank you for being part of the journey. Next week, you're not getting rid of me. Next week we are back, but we're back with something new. We're calling it Strong and Steady Live, and it will be on Thursdays at 11 o'clock in the morning. So put it in your calendar. If you're not already, you should be subscribing to this and hitting the blue bell on here so you get reminded. It's the same safe, effective exercises, but a fresh look and a time that works better for everyone. People have asked us, Gavin, Why are you doing it Friday 5:30? Could you possibly do it during the day? That would suit me better. So we're going to try that. And don't forget, tomorrow I'm a rugby referee. Tonight's moves are exactly how I stay strong. I do these sort of stretches and strength moves, which allows me to be mobile for 80 minutes on the pitch. So until next time, you stay strong. You stay steady and keep moving. As I said, if you haven't subscribed, please do. It means a lot to me. And if you want to find out more about the channel, we've got a number of playlists that cover things like care advice in the UK about attendance allowance, other legal questions that you might have about care provision. We talk about care needs assessment. We've had many professionals over the years that have been onto a full-length podcast where there's lots of information. Also, check out the Health and Social Substack, which is the Chasing Care Conversations Substack. It's a newsletter. We've got 400 plus subscribers. So if you want a newsletter to subscribe to, do that. And if you are feeling a little bit generous, because this isn't a corporate thing, this is something that I do. If you feel a bit generous and you want to help me build this out a little bit more, jump over to Buy Me a Coffee and look up Friends of Chasing Care. There you'll see that there's, I think it's about £3 a month or something like that, maybe £4 a month. If you chip in, that will help me develop this channel a lot more. And the very last thing I should say to you is I've written a book. I've written a book called Caring Smart, which takes families through the journey from identifying that mum or dad needs a bit of care right the way through to end of life. It's only about 80 pages long. I'm really proud of it. It's being proofread at the moment. We're looking for a publisher. If anyone knows a publisher that works in the health and wellbeing space, put them my way. But my name's Gavin. It's been a pleasure to be your coach on Foolproof Fridays. Hopefully see you on Strong and Steady Lives on Thursday at 11 a.m. Until then, you take care. See ya.